I'm gonna tell you what I do have right now since we're here talking. See,
Hey,
so I'm out here just representing, you know,
rest in peace to the Green Ranger, man.
representing. I'm out here. I ain't gonna. I'm gonna tell you something. So this has been my house shirt since this happened. So I've been wearing this every day when I get home. I take a shower, and this is what I've been wearing. I gotta take off my glasses because of the glare.
You good? My man said house shirt. I love that.
No, so it has. It's been my house shirt. Um, it sucks of what happened. You know, hearing that he, from what they said, it was suicide. Um, and it sucks because I really like, man, I ran home to watch some Power Rangers. You know what I'm
Man, me
saying?
too.
And
I remember that clear as day.
yeah, and then I'm big. I was a fan when he was the bad guy. I was just I was with him back then when he was the bad guy. Because you know we all knew he was being hypnotized and everything. You know, that a hold on
Yeah.
him. Um, but yeah, it sucks. It sucks, and it's one of those things we gonna talk about. Welcome to Royal Word Podcast with the boy King Felix. I got a homie out here, a friend that I met through the Big Dogs from the One Up Podcast, and this is my boy Fox, Retro Fox. He's gonna let you know what he wants to be called, and that's what you're gonna call him. All right.
I,
How you doing?
I'm doing real good, man. Thanks for having me on the show today, man. I'm excited to be here. It's been a long time coming, so
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact. We've had plenty of conversations. It was like, yo, we need to throw it down on the episode. And it's good to have you as a guest, my second guest on this episode. As you can see,
appreciate it.
my prior episodes, they just been about personal stuff and talk and then, talking about some stuff and experience and hoping that it can help others. But it's good to have another face on the show on the podcast.
Appreciate it.
I call it So yeah, so I met you through the boys in the One Up podcast. So what is exactly that you do? How did you meet with them? And yeah, go from there.
This is a good story, actually. So, what I want to say back in 2014, maybe 13 actually. He might get mad if I get the date wrong, but 2013, I was making beats. I was, doing my thing when it came down to producing. I was, making music for a lot of people and plus just doing a lot of stuff for myself here in the state. And I want to say it was MySpace and no, it was SoundCloud actually. I found Doe through SoundCloud because he was doing chopped and screwed music
Yes.
back then, and he's fucking with some of my tracks, and I was fucking with some of his stuff, and then we started like sending stuff via email back and forth because we used to try to remix certain people's stuff, and from there we just ended up being good friends. It's been almost 9 years now. And that's kind of how I got into meeting the rest of the One Up podcast, Pucho and all them, and you as well. And it's just a lot of good things that came from it, and it's just nice when strangers come together, So all over craft and passion from video games to music.
The facts. Now that's a long time you knew though. That's crazy.
Yeah,
And I just now met you. That's that's
yeah.
that's bonkers. Now I've been listening to dope chopper screw music for a very long time. For a very long time. I remember when he used to live down here, we used to go to his crib, and all of us be there. Pooch, Tone, we all be at his crib just chilling, and he just be chopping the screw right there and then. Like we got live performances.
Yeah, man. He's good, man. His cuts and stuff are great compared to the other stuff that I hear. And I encourage him to keep going. So, Doe, if you listen to this, keep rocking. So,
That's a fact. He already know he got support. He already
yeah.
know he got support. So with the music, is this something you still doing? You still making beats? You still are doing your thing out there with the music?
Not as much as I was before. I think a lot of it now is so we talked about this the other day. Like, I'm a heavy Mac user. Macs have been my thing for 15 plus years, but I don't like the aspect that if I make something on the Mac Logic Pro, for instance, it's only usable on a Mac. And some people will be like, well, just use a Mac. But at the same time, I like to be able to use a PC or a Mac, like whatever hardware I choose, because not everybody uses the same stuff. I'm really wanting to get into that universal feel. So I've been trying to force myself to learn how to use like Ableton and FL Studio and stuff. But also now, like it's been a couple years to the point where I want to have like a sound that's something that you ain't heard of. Like current music now, I'm not gonna say it's repetitive, but it's there's really no creativity in it. It's the music's here for now. It's not nothing that can grow with you. And I don't know if that's just the motto of the music industry now. It wasn't always like that, but I would like to get more. But once we figure out that new sound and learning this new program is going to force me to forget what I was doing before and start new habits. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Now, I would say it's very much repetitive.
Yeah.
A lot of music these days do sound the same. Um, I'm a fan of sampling. I know there's a lot of artists are sampling,
Yeah.
but I'm not a fan of how they're using the samples. So, like I've heard some things from artists that I don't follow, and I just like, oh man, that's a dope sample, and I just be like, oh man, they're using that sample wrong. Um,
Yeah.
so and also going back to it being repetitive, music is repetitive. The beats are sounding the same. I don't know if it's like a drill scene that a lot of music sound the same or a lot of the flow is sort of the same, but I've gotten tired of hip hop a little bit. But I'm not knocking hip hop because hip hop is for everyone, right?
Hmm.
You do have different artists that do music for a certain crew, for a certain amount of people, for a certain type of people, and I stick to those artists and I stick to those type of artists, and I love my lyrics. I love my conscious music. That I like my hood shit, but now when it's like, alright, dude, like you ain't gonna make it out soon, or when there's no lyrics to the hood shit, when it's just plain simple, just bars, and it's just like, yo, this is not even fun to bop to.
Right.
Um,
But you're 100% right though. The drill scene, like it's been quite some time now. Pop Smoke started that. Rest in peace to him as well. But yeah, it's definitely time for something new. I think the next wave of music is probably going to be that little Uzi Vert I want to rock. That I don't want to call it New Jersey bounce because it's a Philly thing too, but you know what I mean. I think that
yeah,
sound's probably going to take over.
it's not a bad sound though.
Hmm.
It's a little, you know what I'm saying? It's a little hop to it. You get to it, so it's
Yeah.
really dope. And then plus it goes with the little dances these young kids be doing these days.
Right.
Not saying that I'm old, but I'm definitely ain't moving like that though. So my knees crack when I bend down sometimes.
Man, absolutely.
Now when it comes to you saying you want to be diverse with your music, at least diverse in how you can make your music. From no matter where you go, no matter where you at, someone has a Mac or a PC, you're able to just plug and go. I respect that because a lot of people won't learn something new just because of the time it would take or the quote unquote hassle it would be for them. And I think the mindset you got going in talking about how it's gonna force you to mess with new sounds and new formations and see how this works and how that beat drops. That's I that's dope. I respect that all the way, and it's something that I'm looking forward to because I do want to listen to I do want to listen to what you're gonna create.
I got some good sounds for y'all,
Okay,
especially on the intro and outro, so we all good.
okay.
So
I like that for a fact. Um, now is it something that do you still have your beats and everything on SoundCloud? Do you still have them out there for people to listen to, or oh damn, I just seen that face. Man,
man,
I hit a sore
I
spot. Didn't I?
you did, bro. I don't even know how this happened, but I swear, like this is probably maybe this had to happen earlier this year. I want to say it's early this year. SoundCloud sent me an email and it was like, "Oh, we're terminating your page for copyright infringement." I was thinking to myself, this page has been up for like 12, 13 years now. Like I'm just now starting to get copyright infringements, but because what happens is um there's producers out there that will copyright certain sounds within like sound kits and even just artists who may not be doing that good and I may have sampled something from them and the system's a lot more aggressive now. It gets better and better every year, and it was just striking my shit the whole time, and then they took the whole thing down. So I was like, all right, you know what, cool. all that year, all those plays, all those fans, they're kind of just lost in the wind. So now I'm trying to take my talents to YouTube because YouTube's a lot more lenient. And plus, SoundCloud makes you pay and stuff. Not like you shouldn't have to pay for your own artistry, but SoundCloud does not provide the worth of what they charge to me. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Now let me ask you, when that happened, because I remember talking to Dope Boy. Hold up, when that happened, did you disappear from Twitter and everything? Did you go on a hiatus for a little bit?
Yeah, niggas was depressed, bro. I was like, damn. I was like, my Ohio State songs and all that shit is gone. Yeah, I was hurt for a bit. And then I was thinking to myself, like, how do I, like, get in contact with all those fans that I had and try to migrate them over to YouTube? And then I just kind of realized it was a lost cause. And then that's kind of what forced me to get to the point where it was like, all right, well, this is, maybe not a bad thing. You can rebuild it and you get new fans because even though you had old ears on the old stuff, they might not be fucking with you now because things change, you know?
Well, you can see it as a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, in a sense, it forced me to really think about like how I was going about my music and then like wanting to change and then, using a PC and stuff and being able to like do education videos and show people how I'm, making certain stuff all from one machine. I know people say Macs can do that too, but it's difficult. It Macs are picky, so yeah.
Nah, I have both, so I know exactly
Hmm.
what you mean going back and forth between it. Now, what inspired you into the music scene? What inspired you to start making music?
Man, just my love for music. My parents and stuff. Well, my dad specifically, he had a bunch of CDs, and my mom had a lot of records and stuff back when I was a kid. And I used to just sit and listen to the music and really vibe to it. I had one of those Yamaha drum. I think it's like a drum kit thing. It's like a little box, and it had stuff on it. So I would sit and beat on that. The keyboard would turn the drum kit on and start, making stuff. And when I got in, I want to say middle school, we used to have somebody in Mansfield named Andre and Marquise, who two brothers. And I remember they had just got Fruity Loops because them Franchise Boys and all that was out back then
Yeah,
too.
the Fruit Loops was big.
Yeah. And I remember my boy Mike Ginn was like, "Yo, Will, you got to check out Andre and Marquise, you got to come to the crib because they really making some music over there." And I went over there and I was really impressed. I was like, damn, this shit sounds good. The bass was hitting and all that. And I always looked up to them as like a inspiration to try to get good at Fruity Loops. And then my boy CJ and me got in it together, and we would like help each other by doing like friendly competition. And it all just started from there. It was really fun at one point, like with your hobby. It's like it's great when you're having fun, but then when you switch it into a business and stuff like that, there are certain times where you don't like your hobby anymore because I should say a result that you were going for, you might not attain. So sometimes it can kind of make you feel like the whole thing is a wash, but you just got to make sure that you are in it for what you really love it for, and that's just the fact of, you know, pleasing people's ears, I should say. Um,
I believe that's what everything. I believe you always should remember why you're doing what you're doing, and it's always gonna go to because this is what I love to do, or this brings some kind of peace for me, or whatever happiness it brings. When you start letting it get to you in the sense of a business wise, where like oh I don't have this much people listening to it, or the people you started this with ain't putting in the work they used to put in the work in,
right.
all that would get to you, and you can't really mix that. You just always gotta stick to remember to like, yo, this is why I do this. Anything else, it is what it is. It's either a loss or whatever, but it's in the back because
Facts.
if not, you'll forever stay stuck where you at, just thinking about all the negative stuff that goes on with it.
Facts.
Because I feel like even hobbies get overwhelmed after a while. You do it so much. You're constantly looking at the same screen. You're constantly hoping this person is doing this, and after a while, it's just like, all right, man, it gets to you. But I believe there's nothing wrong with taking a break and then kind of just refresh your mind and be like, okay, yo, I'm doing this for this.
Yeah, man. And I'll be honest, some of my best beats have came after like long breaks, or like let's just say you're like mentally going through something because you've been trying to figure out how to get a chord progression to mesh with this. And then once it finally clicks, it's like, yeah, this is going crazy, you know? So
Now, 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 is this something that you will always want to do? Is make beats? Do you want it? I mean, like, do you want it to be something where it's the income, is the bread? Like, do you want this to be hardcore, or is it, or is it just a stepping stone to what you're looking for?
that's a good question because younger me would have definitely said income would have been everything. But older me now, I wouldn't mind the income by all means, but at the same time, if it was a hobby and it was just to the point where I can get like people to to congregate and just be focused on the music, I wouldn't have an issue with that either. Like, yeah, maybe hand out a free mixtape or something like that, or distribute it however they're doing it now, and then like get big off of it that way, based off of just like pure love. Then yes, I'll turn it into income. But right now, as mentioned before, you just got to get back to the basics and have fun, and that's really where it's at. And like you said earlier, the learning process is really what deters a lot of people from making music and just trying new stuff in general. But I'm going for it. I'm ready. So
Nah, definitely. Nah. You got too many people in your corner. Ain't gonna let you quit. Now they're gonna keep on reminding you, hey, yo, would that be that though?
right,
And
that's
that,
what I'm saying.
and then that's what it is. You gotta have the right people in your corner. You know what I'm saying? To remind you, hey, yo, when you slip, hey, yo, get back up.
Hmm.
They'll give you a hand and you get back up and like, yo, don't quit. You know what I'm saying? It might be rough, but don't quit. I um I listen to a lot of Jim Rohn. He's a motivational speaker, and I know a lot of people they hear that like motivational speaker, they just cons or what whatever the case is. Um, but it's funny because when you actually listen to a motivational speaker, they talking to you, but they're also talking to other people that are going through different situations. So not everything in their speech might be directed just for you.
Hmm.
It could be a thing about a motivational speaker could talk about just going through financial problems. And the person next to me is not probably going through financial problems. They're probably going through relationship problems. So they need to learn how to communicate. And I'm going through financial. So what he's telling me might be something that I might need, but the person next to me might not. And I've learned that after countless and countless of listening to motivational speaking, to listening to the videos and everything. And it's one of those things that has kept me going because I got a lot of I've learned a lot, and I gained from my experience, from my own experience, and from listening. Hold up, give me a second real quick. Hold up before. All right.
You
um
good?
yeah, so from listening to them, i I've like learned a lot of stuff, right? Like he said something, I want to just paraphrase it, but he said we shouldn't dwell on should have and shouldn't, we should live in reality. And a lot of us tend to do that. Man, it should have happened like this. Man, I should have done that. But then all we doing is just keep on thinking about the failure, and keep on stuck in that failure, and we not even think about how we're gonna move forward. You know what I'm saying? And also it's also with like you will know a person by the type of books they read.
Right.
Not just hey, this person's gonna read the Bible, but this person's also gonna read about Hitler. Because his yin and yang is evil and good, is dark and light. It's about looking at everything at its full picture, and knowing what you shouldn't give your energy to, what you should not give your energy to, but knowing that it's there and how you should move forward from the opposite direction. And it's something now that I use every day. It's a mindset of just like, yo, I'm not gonna let this person piss me off. I work on that
Hmm.
24/7. It could be because I'm bad when I'm driving. I go crazy when a person cuts me off. Or I go crazy when they got that turning signal. They ain't doing nothing. Like and then lately I noticed I just be like, I ain't worried about it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna worry about someone that's not gonna impact my life in any type of way. Like I'm never gonna see that person again, probably on the road. You know,
Right. Right.
um,
Absolutely.
and also and it's it also helped how I heal and approach when certain situations, when tragic situations come at me, because you can't, like I said, you just can't sit there and dwell on the negativities for so long, because all they're gonna do is just take you under. So it's one of those things that I've done that a lot, man. I'll put two and two and I'll put two and two together and be like, and it'll mess up everything. I'll take a bad day and I'll take something good that I should be doing and be like, and it just be like, I don't want to do nothing, and I miss out on opportunities or whatever the case is. Um,
Hmm.
so I believe that's how we got to move when we go into our or what we call hobbies now, because I believe I would like to take any of my hobbies and make an income out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of want to touch base on what you just said too, because like the message of that was deep. The growth aspect from not from understanding, certain things can't bother you, but also the should have, I should have, and shouldn't have. Like that impacted me just hearing that right now. And I don't know who you're talking about because I've never seen or heard from them, but I'm actually going to look that up now. But you're right. We do focus a lot speaking on the past, and it's unconscious for some reason too. I don't know how that got intertwined in day to day thinking, but I'm actually going to focus on that a little bit more because that made a lot of sense to me. Because I noticed that I will do that too on certain things. Like for instance, we'll use music for right now. I was supposed to do learn how to start doing this last weekend with Doe and all them, but I ended up playing PS5. I don't know why, but I would say I shouldn't have. But at the same time, we're just not going to do it. It's like if you say you're going to do something, just go ahead and do it. Running off. If something happens, like something major, I don't know, power goes out or something like that, yeah, well, it's out of your control. Just
Definitely.
do it tomorrow.
That's what it is. Nah, and that's what it is. We get caught up in all the things that we want to do. And we have this thing where we never have enough time, right?
Hmm.
But if you was to sit back and just chill for one day, you realize how much time we truly have. If we have
Yeah.
if we have goals to accomplish, but we just spent 4 hours watching TV, another three playing some video games. Now,
Yeah.
was it that we really didn't have enough time, or was it that you wasted your time doing these things and when you should have been actually working on your craft?
Exactly. And that's the conversation that nobody wants to have.
And like I said, I'm guilty for this. You know what I mean? And so from time to time now, I still be guilty. Like I come home, and I be like, yo, I should hop on this chair and edit.
Hmm.
But I fuck around, hop in the chair, turn on the video game real quick. Like, yo, I'm, I'm trying to get this platinum. You know,
Yeah. Shout out to that God Award Platinum. Felix got
big
that.
big facts. Ragnarok is next. That's big facts.
Let's go.
No, so or I'll sit back and watch anime. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
I do other things that I shouldn't do. And I believe we need to stop looking is that we never have enough time and look at how we spend our time.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know,
Hey, oh, go ahead.
no, because I'm gonna say like I do it like today. I came home. I'm here. I talked to the wife, uh, made dinner, prepared for this, got it set up. By the time we finish recording, it's still gonna be time to do things. You
Hmm.
know, or I could have came home and just be like, yo, I don't feel like cooking. I don't feel like doing this. How about you cook or whatever? And I just sit back and just set this up and then do nothing. You know what I mean? We gotta maximize our times that we have, and then we also need to learn how to rest. We shouldn't rest because we want to rest. We should rest because we need to rest.
Exactly. And to pick up on the fact of, how you manage your time, I realized that something as simple as a calendar really helps out. Or, for instance, like setting up a bunch of notifications on my phone. Like the thing's on me out 24/7, regardless if it's dead or not. But at the same time, like being mindful at least of, I scheduled a small block of time to do this. I think it's going to be beneficial. And what did they say? It takes 21 days in order for you to build a habit. Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, you keep doing that for 2, 3 weeks, and then pretty much it's gonna be, an everyday thing. And then you might look back and think yourself later, be like, man, like now that I got some discipline, like this is actually gonna go a long way. And that's something that I actually plan on doing. I know everybody says that New Year's resolutions and stuff are for the birds, but really starting tomorrow, I was actually going to try to, I should say, manage my time a lot better. So of course, we play video games and stuff like that, but I was actually going to cut it to a pause so that way, one, I can try to learn some video editing, read a little bit more. So self-improvement books are something that I'm big on. And then just, doing the music day by day. Like when I get free time on the weekends and stuff, I can really dive in it. But on the weekday, I figured you could just hit something for like an hour or two, and then that'd be it.
That's about it's about once again I'm gonna go back to Jim Rohn, right?
Hmm.
Um, there's a couple of things he said, but one of the things he goes, he said it's easy to do what we do, right? To make it can be easy to make money, right? And he said, but somebody asked him if it's so easy, why not everyone is doing it? And then because he said because it's easy not to do it as well.
Yeah.
It's easy just to say I forget about it. Like it's so much easier to start studying. You know what I mean? And also it's one of those things is like having a checklist, do a checklist. And he said there's nothing amazing about a checklist, but you do get that great feeling of when you check something off though. Like
Absolutely. Yeah, you do.
you know, and so like I said, it's these things that I pick up, little things, and it's just like, yo, he's true. Cause so my biggest thing was to write more. I used to write. I used to write a lot, poetry, and a bunch of things. I used to read too, and I kind of just why I stopped. I quote unquote let life get to me, right? Like that's my excuse. Like I let life overwhelm me. When it's really I let myself overwhelm myself. You know,
Right.
um, so I just started writing in my journal again. And at first I was like, I need to write every day, but the truth is I didn't need to write every day, right? I just needed to write when I felt like it was time to write. If I got an idea, see, my journal should have not been for like how my day went or how I'm feeling or what I'm going through. My journal needs to be about ideas, of what I want to do, my goals, did I accomplish this, my thoughts, and also the journal could be turned into a checklist. So it's one of those things where I'm learning how to always keep myself going and always to keep reminding myself the things I need to do and know that hey, it's okay to wake up early and sleep late. You might be a little tired the next day, but you're gonna feel good because you accomplished something of the reason why you slept late. And so I'm just trying to learn how to truly be that better person, and be that king for my queen and for the two princes that I got at the crib because I gotta raise those boys to be kings. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And so
Facts.
so it's one of those things where just little by little, I'm putting those better what's the word uh I guess those better traits in me. I'm building those things.
Hey, the fence has to break somewhere, and if it starts with you, then that's perfect. I'm motivated right now listening to you. I'm telling you, bro. That's that sensei talk
Hey,
again.
nah. Listen. I be tell you, yo, but hey, um, when you talk to someone who's been through some shit, they got some of the wisest words. You feel me? Not saying that, oh my God, I'm this guru or whatever the case is, but ain't nobody gonna tell me what I've been through, and ain't nobody's gonna tell me how I survived it.
Right.
I can tell you how I survived it, and I can tell you it's possible to survive it. Now I'm not gonna tell you that it's easy, because Lord, it took me some years to get through some shit, through some pain. Like ain't there was nothing easy in this journey that I started and I went through to heal. You feel me? Hey, it's not.
Mhm.
Ain't nobody can tell me they're broken tomorrow and they're healed the next day. You're lying.
Absolutely. Yes.
You're
Full of cap.
lying. You're lying. I was fake smiling my whole time. Hey, you good? Hey, man, I'm great. A minute as I walk away, man, fuck this shit.
Bro, I'm gonna touch base on that because I know exactly what you mean about that fake smiling. It can get so bad to the point that you don't even want other people looking at you because you feel like they might be able to crack the code. Like that nigga depressed on the inside, you know? It's bad, bro.
That's a fact. Because
Yep.
I used to hate it. I used to hate it when they be like, yo, man, because I wear my emotions on my sleeve, so I know like when people so they be like, yo, Felix, you okay? I be like, yeah, I'm good. They're like, oh, you just looked like you was down. Oh, nah, I was thinking. I was.
Yeah, right. You know.
I was thinking about how I could slap the shit out of you because I'm so damn mad right now.
Yeah, man. I
But
know those days really well,
nah,
unfortunately, but still.
and you see, and me, I've gotten better of not being that way. You know, like little things in life has gotten good. You know, I give thanks. Like I said, I pray. I give thanks for God putting me in the position I put in. I give thanks to Joanna for just being here and looking at how she looks out, and even telling me that she got me, and just having her warmth and like that true love and those words. They're big, cause her words really stick. Cause it turned into, it came into fruition. You
Yeah,
know
and
what
they
I'm
coming
saying?
from a good place too, you know.
And you feel that genuine thing when someone says, "Yo, I got you. I fucks with you," whatever the case is. So it's that. So she knows my whole ordeal. She knows everything I've been through, and I know everything she's been through, um and the fact that I can admit and be like, "Yo, I fucked up so many times." Just because I was so angry, and the fact that she could be here and not fucked up with her, but just fucked up in life, made bad decisions and stuff like that, hang around wrong people. Like, she's seen me go down that slope, but she's also seen she's seen the best of me, and I'm happy she never got the worst of me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We did have a crazy summer just because of the passing of my grandmother and all this other stuff, but that that little incident between us, I feel like made us stronger, because that was the first time that someone, when I got angry and yelled and screamed, was the first time someone told me, "Hey, Mike, you slipping, you tripping." Like, I got that from her. It wasn't that she backed down or whatever. It wasn't she needed to defend herself, but it was the fact she told me, "Hey, you need to get yourself right," and in so many ways. And to have someone that loves you and tell you that is real shit. Because anybody else, because I've been around those type of people, would you be like, "Oh, you are, you be good"?
Yeah, yeah. That's
Nah,
the
nah, I won't be good because I'm not good. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, yeah, so it's those type of things. Like I said, these good traits that I'm working on, these habits and these disciplines you want to work on, they're good for us, because not only do they build character, they build us spiritually, emotionally, and mentally and physically, but they also make the people around us better if they're really paying attention. You know
That's
what I'm
very
saying?
inspirational for sure. Hey, who's this guy again? Just for me and all the listeners out there. You said Jim Ryan?
Jimrohn is
Jimrohn.
yeah,
Okay.
Rohn. It's a white dude's good. I don't know if it's because how he speaks and how he tells me stories, but he's good, and there's words there. People just gotta listen.